Good morning and welcome. My name is Matt Rokas, Chief of Police for the Eau Claire Police Department. It is great and uplifting to see so many familiar faces together and also to welcome our guests here this morning. Whether it be the families of our new officers and newly promoted, fellow city staff members, guests from our partner organizations, and the men and women of the Eau Claire Police Department. Thank you for being here today, your support for the department, and the men and women we are recognizing today. We'll begin today's ceremony with the Eau Claire Police Department Honor Guard presenting our nation's colors. Then Eau Claire Police Chaplain Kurt Madison will offer an opening prayer.
All uniformed personnel, present arms. Order, arms. Right face. Forward, march.
Please be seated.
Good morning. Elijah, Craig, Marcus, Jeremy, Maggie, Marcus, and Nathan, as Lieutenant Henning and Sergeant Hunsley and all the other officers in here can tell you, there will be days when you see and hear the crap of life in this broken world that you never envisioned when you signed up for this. Stuff that your training doesn't exactly prepare you for. When I was thinking about this, reminded me of a day about 5 years ago when I was tased by Deputy Travis Holbrook. It was all legit. He kept explaining what it would be like, so I had all this preparation, but until I actually went through it, I couldn't imagine what it was really going to be like. And I think tasers were invented for guys like Travis, because he's about the only guy in this building I think I can outrun. And if he's not here, what's said in here stays in here. Okay. I'm a volunteer, so I can get away with things like that. But there'll be days when you have doubts about your abilities, doubts about enough training, doubts about your courage and your wisdom, doubts about your career choice even. On those days when you ask, God, why did you send me into this mess? How am I going to deal with this? Remember why he chose you for this duty with this promise in Joshua. Have I not commanded you? Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged, for the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go. Lord God, we're grateful for your presence here as we celebrate these new protectors of our community. Fill Elijah, Craig, Marcus, Jeremy, Maggie, Marcus, and Nathan with passion for their service, compassion for those they serve, wisdom as they make difficult decisions under duress, and the tenacity and strength to protect themselves and others. We also thank you for the gift of leadership you've given Jesse and Mitch. Give them the wisdom and courage necessary to lead others into this broken and dangerous world. We also ask your blessing on all of the men in the department as they lead, support, teach, and encourage these new officers. Shield them from the physical, emotional, and mental trauma that they'll face, and bless their families with peace and confidence knowing they are in your hands. And every day, remind them all of our first responders, that you are with them wherever they go. Amen.
Thank you. I would like to offer some introductions this morning of some of our guests and department members. Over here is members of the department staff: Chad Hoyard, Deputy Chief of Police, responsible for our patrol division; Derek Thomas, Deputy Chief of Police, Investigations and Professional Standards Division; Kelly Thompson, our manager for our administrative division; Eileen Bush, interim manager of the Eau Claire Communications Center; and Jasmine Dutton, our executive assistant, also the person who makes all of this happen. We're also joined by our department's lieutenants, Lieutenant Mark Piper, Lieutenant Ryan Dahlgren, and Lieutenant Ben Frederick. We are also joined this morning by our city clerk, Carrie Riepel. Ms. Riepel will administer the oath of office for our new officers. I would also like to share some thanks and gratitude. We cannot get to this point with both new officers and promotions without the work of many. The City of Eau Claire Human Resources staff, who provides coordination of the hiring process and coordination and liaison with our Police and Fire Commission. I would like to thank our Eau Claire Police and Fire Commission, our local civil service body comprised of dedicated volunteers who support the professionalization and oversight of our work. And also would like to thank our police department staff, both sworn and professional, who make today's milestones a reality for all of us. Thank you. With that, we will now proceed. Each of you come forward to be introduced. It's a good problem to have, not a lot of room up here today. All right, I'd like to start with introducing Elijah Froming. Elijah graduated high school in River Falls, Wisconsin, and holds a bachelor's degree in criminal justice and rehabilitation from UW Stout. Elijah, do you mind introducing the guests that you have here today?
My uncle, Bruce Milliken. He served 30 years with the Sioux Falls Police Department in South Dakota, so it only fits that he can.
Thank you. Craig Richter. Craig graduated high school in Amory, Wisconsin. Craig holds 2 embedded diplomas in welding, as well as a bachelor's degree in criminal justice and criminology from UW Milwaukee. Craig, can you introduce the guests that you have with us today?
Yes, my mom up front here, she'll be doing the honors of pinning my badge. Then my uncles, sister, high school soccer coaches, and my best friend.
All right, welcome. Marcus Kinblom. Marcus graduated high school in Elk Mound, Wisconsin, and is currently working on his bachelor's degree in criminal justice and rehabilitation from UW Stout. Marcus, who do you have with us today?
Yeah, I got my older brother Lucas Kinblom. He's a police officer at the Stout Police Department. I got my family, my mom and dad, my sister, and my girlfriend back there.
All right, welcome. Jeremy Reeves. Jeremy graduated high school in Jackson, Alabama. Jeremy holds a bachelor's degree in human performance and exercise from the University of 3 years as a firefighter EMT in Northern Virginia. Jeremy, who do you have joining us?
My wife and 2 children here. My wife's going to do the pinning this morning.
All right, welcome. Margaret Anderson. Margaret graduated high school in Chippewa Falls, Wisconsin, and holds a bachelor's degree in criminal justice from ECPI University from Virginia Beach, Virginia. Margaret also served in the United States Navy for 4 years as an aviation support technician on the USS George H.W. Bush. Margaret, who do you have with us?
So pinning me is my boyfriend, Justin. He was in the Navy as well for 8 years. And I have my mom and my sisters and my grandparents and my dad in spirit.
All right, welcome. Thank you, Margaret. Marcus Dries. Marcus graduated high school in Colfax, Wisconsin, and just completed his associate's degree in criminal justice from the Chippewa Valley Technical College. Marcus, who are your guests today?
Pinning is my little brother. My family here, my mom, dad, sister, and my girlfriend are here.
All right, thank you. Welcome. And then finally, Nathan Kelly. Nathan graduated high school in River Falls, Wisconsin. Nathan holds an associate's degree in welding and metal fabrication from the Chippewa Valley Technical College. Nathan, who do you have with us today?
Accompanying me is my fiance Brianna, and I have my grandpa, my mom, and her significant other Mark.
All right, thank you. Welcome. Behind each of these introductions is a person, a human being drawn to service. Each of these people have prepared themselves through their education, service in other areas, their physical readiness, and with the support of their loved ones here today. It should not be lost on us that we are honoring each of your commitment to service as we close out Police Week, a week in time designated to pay tribute to our nation's law enforcement officers who have died or been critically injured in the line of duty. You share a bond with the heroes that we have honored this past week, including two of our own, Elmer Sunby and Robert Bolton. You have a shared commitment to something larger than yourselves. You also share an oath to hold yourself accountable, an oath to protect peace and freedom, and an oath to serve others. Police officers are leaders who offer hope when serving the vulnerable. You will encounter difficult social issues and solve problems few take responsibility for. Rather than shy away, you are rising to the occasion, and I commend each of you for your courage. As an Eau Claire police officer, you are expected to exhibit our values. You must possess integrity, afford human dignity to all, support transparency, and demonstrate commitment, compassion, and professionalism. Each of you will be responsible for the trust our community has in us. Strengthening that trust will require your constant attention. That trust is absolutely necessary for the effectiveness of the Eau Claire Police Department and our community as a whole. Your chosen profession, policing, is demanding. You will encounter danger, deal with tragedy, and be exposed to trauma. You must remain ready both physically and mentally. We will not leave you alone in those challenges. I will support you, and your fellow officers will support each of you. Those fellow officers will expect the same commitment from you to look after them. These are the requisite qualities and challenges of your chosen profession, as well as the expectations of being an Eau Claire police officer. If each of you accept these obligations, we can move forward with the oath of office. Do each of you accept? All right. Ms. Reeves.
So I'll read you the oath at the end. Say, I will. And we can raise your right hands. Do you solemnly swear that you will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Wisconsin, and will perform the duties of police officer in and for the city of Eau Claire in said county to the best of your ability?
I will.
Congratulations.
Now that you have completed the oath of office, you have the legal authority of a police officer. We will now complete the oath of honor, which will give you the moral authority of an Eau Claire police officer. We'll do this similarly. On my honor, I will never betray my badge, my integrity, my character, or the public trust. I will always have the courage to hold myself and others accountable for our actions. I will always uphold the Constitution of the United States and the state of Wisconsin, and dedicate my service to the city of Eau Claire and the Eau Claire Police Department. All right, can each of you sign in front of you is the oath of office and the oath of honor. Will you each sign it, please? Oh yeah. We knew there would be at least one thing. All right, I would like to invite each officer's special guest to the front to present them with their badge. It's all right to spread out a little bit too, if that helps. Yeah, please go ahead. Please join me in introducing and congratulating Eau Claire's newest police officers. Thank you. Will Officer Mitch Hunsley and Sergeant Jesse Henning please come to the front? All right, now we're going to transition into promotions. Mitch Hunsley grew up in Eau Claire and graduated from Memorial High School. Mitch holds a bachelor's degree in criminal justice from St. Cloud State University. Mitch joined the Eau Claire Police Department in January 2013, while most recently assigned as a detective specializing in investigating crimes against children. Mitch also served 6 years as a patrol officer, working mostly the night shift. Mitch is also a firearms instructor, a police training officer, plays a lead role in training trauma-related first aid to department members, and is a member of the tactical response team. Mitch, can you please introduce your guests this morning?
My wife Becky will be pinning me today, and then in the back, my son, my 2 daughters, my father, my mother, and my stepfather. I'm sorry, my mother-in-law and my father-in-law. We got to get somebody to laugh today.
Yep. Welcome. Jesse Henning grew up in Barron, Wisconsin, and graduated from Barron High School. Jesse holds an associate's degree in criminal justice from Chippewa Valley Technical College and is actively pursuing a bachelor's degree in criminal justice. Jesse joined the Eau Claire Police Department in August 2008 and was promoted to sergeant in January 2016. Jesse most recently was assigned to our patrol division as a special operations section sergeant. As part of these responsibilities, Jesse has been instrumental in developing the department's mental health co-response program. Jesse has also served as a school resource officer and is currently a coordinator within our regional special events team and leads our department's honor guard. Jesse, can you introduce your guests?
Sure. My fiance Angela will be pinning me today. My mom and dad, Diane and Jerry in the back, and my future mother-in-law, Vicky.
Welcome. Thank you. Mitch and Jesse, each of you, as both a sergeant and a lieutenant, will have everyday responsibilities. Filling out a daily lineup, reviewing reports, and being attentive to the public safety needs. Myself and the leadership team that stands before you do our best to help you learn and master those duties. Beyond this work, you will have a much greater obligation. Today I've talked about our department's values. We've also touched on the role and responsibilities of being an Eau Claire police officer. As formal leaders, each of you must not only exhibit these ideals, but also inspire, mentor, and support others to do the same. You will have continuous opportunity to lead others, internally and externally, to keep our community safe, to support the Eau Claire Police Department achieve our goals. With today's promotion, your journey towards leadership does not end. The responsibility you bear for the community and the subordinates you serve only grows. Your work towards improving and developing yourself must continue to grow even further. This will require intentional effort. Along that way, there will be adversity, challenges that are familiar to all of us. There will also be the unplanned and the unexpected, which will require your creativity and your initiative. Each of you have been chosen for promotion because I have confidence you will meet these challenges. Your fellow department members share that same confidence. Along the way, we will support you because we need you and our community needs you. With that, I'd like to invite Mitch and Jesse's guests to the front to present them with their badge. Please join me in congratulating and welcoming Sergeant Mitchell Hunsley and Lieutenant Jesse Henning. I'd like to share the same congratulations not only to our newly promoted, but also again to our brand new officers and all of your families and guests that are here today. We are proud to have each of you in your new roles serving our community. This does conclude the ceremony this morning. I do ask that the new officers and the newly promoted remain up front for a few moments. We kind of have a traditional processional line of congratulations as people kind of head on out for their day. The family and guests, we will have a chance for photographs up front here, whether it be you taking them yourself or we have Travis here helping us out with that today. And also for family and guests, there'll be an opportunity for tours of the department as well. So we'll kind of be around and let everybody know who will be leading those. So thank you very much and congratulations.